Well, boys, it's finally here. The most important time of the NFL season. It's the NFL playoffs. And, I mean, we've been through some debacles. The Baltimore had their big COVID outbreak. Titans did too. You know, the Broncos had to play with a practice squad quarterback. But congrats to the NFL for playing all 256 games. I mean, without having a bubble, that's huge props to them, and they do deserve that. Besides the events that happened, but not much happened last week. My Ravens, we won five straight, and I was right about their record being 11-5, and we're in the playoffs playing the Titans. I don't know. It couldn't be any better than that. Could be a revenge tour playoffs. Steelers got in. I mean, obviously they did. Packers locked up the one seed. Expected they should make the Super Bowl. If not, there's issues. And things on. I'm gonna come to you real quick. You can give it quick. How does it feel that actually you're not in the playoffs anymore?
Um, it feels weird, but it's kind of like a good thing because I'm not stressed out about it anymore. I can just sit back, relax. But I'm just excited about the future of this team and where we're gonna go. On Sunday, the news broke that we're not gonna bring back Cam, or Cam is not expected to be back. It's not official yet. So if this is the end, I'm glad about the time that he spent together. I'm just mad that we couldn't build a team around him at all because our offense was just terrible this year and our defense had big holes in them. So I'm that's the only thing I'm mad about. But yeah, I'm just hopefully he can get another starting quarterback job next year. Yeah, but I'm excited about the future, and the I'm excited for the Ravens game too. But today just gonna be NFC only matchup, so glad about that.
Well, since we only do an NFC because the NFC is kind of sorry with their games, and the AFC has better playoff matchups. But
Yeah,
I
they are.
digress. I digress. We're gonna go to our first game. We got the 8-8 Chicago Bears. I don't know how they made it 8-8 when we have a 10-6 Dolphins team out, and SA wants to say here week after week the NFC is better. But okay, is we got the Chicago Bears at the New Orleans Saints. Saints are favored by 10. Over unders 48. Phase on.
Yeah, I got New Orleans. I feel like, but every time we pick New Orleans, it's just I don't know, man. Because last year, if you guys don't remember, we picked the New Orleans and Minnesota game, and the only person to pick Minnesota was JP, and of
Yes,
course,
sir.
Minnesota actually won that. If you guys don't remember, which is so crazy to me, but. I feel like I just wish that Arizona Cardinals went to playoffs instead of Chicago because I feel like Arizona would have been a better game than New Orleans. I just don't see I don't see Trubisky. I don't see Trubisky doing this. I just don't. Kirk Cousins did it last year, surprised me. I don't see Trubisky winning this game against the Saints defense. I'm I'm gonna say 31-17 New Orleans.
Mr. Ellis. Wait.
I thought it was JP.
Oh, my fault. JP.
Yeah, I got the Chicago Bears winning this. See, I just don't. I'm like Mr. E. Like, I just can't trust Drew Brees, you know? It's just what I've seen from him in the playoffs. Again, just that one time. Yeah, he went to the Super Bowl. Congrats. I would love to see Lamar do that as well. But hey, if you're gonna be like, I think he's in the negative column now, right? For a playoff, he's like 8-9, I believe, or he's still 8-8.
No, I think
Yeah.
he's 500, right? Is he
Yeah.
exactly 8-8?
Uh,
Right.
he's exactly 8-8. Okay. But I see him going 8-9. I see him losing this game. I think Mitchell Trubisky is doing great. They got good weapons. Mooney is doing good. Robinson, David Montgomery is showing up. Their defense is showing up. I mean, we already knew their defense was like very good, like Cleo Mack. Like I feel like they're gonna get Drew Brees on the floor, and I feel like Taysom Hill will come in because not cause Drew Brees playing bad, because Drew Brees, I see him getting injured because I feel like they're going for him. I feel like they're gonna go for his body. and just torture him, you know. So I see Taysom Hill coming in, or Jameis Winston, one of them, but I believe it's Taysom Hill. So I got the Bills winning this game, 24-27.
Yeah, this is tough, man. I mean, on the surface, it looks like it should be blowout city, but we all know the Saints' playoff history, particularly in the last 6 years with Drew Brees. And you look at it, yeah, they had the championship game appearance, the NFC Championship game appearance, the infamous rule changing appearance, and they've got one other divisional, I think, in 6 years, but the other 4 years were losses in the first round. And so you look at that, and you say to yourself, you have a 500 quarterback in the playoffs in Drew Brees, but you're also playing a 500 team. So I think that takes the edge here. And I think New Orleans wins this game easily. Their defense is playing pretty well. I think if that defense was in the AFC, they would not be as good. But being where they are and the position they're in, I see them getting the win without too much of a problem in this game, I don't think. So I got 32-17. I'm going to just change by 1 point from phases, but I got 32-17. New Orleans Saints, but good luck going north, guys. You're going to need it.
This is a really tough game to call. If you guys remember the game earlier in the season, they had Nick Foles and they lost in overtime. And Nick Foles isn't really the type of quarterback Mr. Trubisky is. He doesn't really push the ball down the field. But I'm gonna still have to go with the Saints here. I just don't think the Bears are a good team. They're 8-8 for a reason. They got some stops against the Packers, but good teams capitalize on those stops, and they weren't able to do that. Um, I don't really trust Drew Brees either, but I think he's ready. He looked okay last week. He could have been better, but I'm gonna have the Saints here. Game winning field goal, 27-24.
This is another tough game just due to Drew Brees' playoff history. He's 8-8, but you know, I just don't because I don't think Alvin Kamara is gonna be practicing. So he's gonna come in Sunday, and then I don't know about Michael Thomas. I don't know if he'll play because he's on IR. I don't know if he's gonna come off this week. I'm gonna take a risk it with Trubisky. I guess. I'm gonna take the Bears to win this one, and in weird fashion, Drew Brees goes 8-9 in the playoffs, and this is his final game. It's too much heartbreak in the playoffs, and I just see the same thing with the Saints. If it's either with the Bears or the Packers, whoever, it's heartbreak all over for the Saints. I'm gonna take the Bears 30-24. That offense looks really good right now.
I don't think I could ever pick Trubisky to beat Breeze in New Orleans. I don't think they lost 7 out of their last 10 games. They're not going to go to the Dome and beat the Saints. The Bears are, to be honest, the Cardinals, I really wouldn't have picked them to beat the Saints either. They're not good. The Bears are not good. This is going to be a big game for Breeze. He's going to have, I could see him have 4 touchdowns. Kamara might not play. It won't matter. This is the Bears. Last year, he disappointed me. I want him to come straight to Lambeau Field in the playoffs. I was really looking for that, but Kirk spoiled that. Hopefully, what happened this year in the championship game, I want him to come to Lambeau so bad, and hopefully this year he proves it. This is a pretty easy game for the Saints. I cannot see an upset. I picked the score 34. I'll say 17-34. Saints.
Well, on to the next. We got a little more interesting, but another divisional matchup. Third time's the charm, I guess. You got the Los Angeles Rams going to CenturyLink Field to play the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's has a 4.5-point edge over on this 42.5. Faison?
This is another interesting game considering the quarterback situation for Los Angeles. We don't know if Jared Goff is going to play this game. We don't know if he is going to play. We don't know if he's going to be limited if he does play. But I do have Seattle. I just feel like there's the Rams backup quarterback, of course. He never played a game. Yeah, he won, the Cardinals game, but it was more about the Rams defense. If the Rams do win this game, which if Goff plays, I won't be surprised because their defense is phenomenal. Jalen Ramsey just shut down DeAndre Hopkins that game, which is, he does that to a lot of receivers. I have Seattle winning this. I'm gonna say it's a close game. Not that close, but I'm gonna say 27-17. I feel like Russell Wilson takes care of business. Yeah, I want Golf to play because I want this to be a competitive game. But if he doesn't, then this game could get out of hand.
JP.
Yeah, I got Seattle winning this game. I think even if Jared Goff plays, I don't see Russell Wilson going out in the playoffs. I see him at least winning this game, and whatever happens next happens next. I got them winning this game, 28-21. I think they're gonna win by a touchdown. I got Russell Wilson over Jared Goff. I trust him, even whoever the QB is for the Rams, obviously I trust Wilson over them. So I think Wilson will get this done 28-21 Seahawks.
Like, we're talking about bad playoff teams, the Rams. My goodness. I mean, you lost at home to the Jets. And then, yeah, you beat a Cardinals team that's clearly battered, bruised, and done. You have no quarterback going into this game. At the same time, you've got a defense that's played very well that got you there. And of course, Aaron Donald, who I'm sure will win Defensive Player of the Year. I think it should be Watt, but I think the media seems to, you know, see Donald as a darling, and for good reason. He's great. So I think the Rams defense will give him problems. It's going to be a low scoring game, but Seattle comes out on top. Seattle 19 and the Rams 10.
I'm gonna go with Seattle here as well. The Rams, they only put up I think 18 against the Cardinals, who were missing some players on defense and on offense. That's really not good enough. Jared Goff just got off thumb surgery a week ago. I don't think anybody can come back in 2 weeks time from thumb surgery. Seattle's defense has been stepping up, but they're still not where they're supposed to be yet. But I think they won't struggle that much. Also have a low scoring game, 23-10.
Well, to go back to your point, Osezi, the Cardinals defense isn't that bad. They're ranked 12th. They're still a top defense, so that's not the worst thing. And they still did what they did and had a pretty good game with a guy who's never played an NFL game and literally came out playing in the XFL. That's pretty good. Playing Canadian football. That's pretty good what he did. So for that reason, and there's something weird when you play a team a third time. Usually the team that wins the second time does not win the third time. And the Rams lost, but that was more due to quarterback play. Defense played good enough. The Seahawks did not play to win that game. Russell Wilson just did his magic and won that game for them. But he's not gonna do that again in the playoffs. I'm sorry. They can't keep playing like this and doing this. They keep escaping out in narrow games. Like if Washington had a good quarterback and they just had Alex Smith instead of Haskins, they're beating Seattle. It's not up for debate.
I don't see that.
It was 15-20. Haskins threw 2 interceptions and fumbled once. That plays a difference. And they only
Alex
scored.
Smith, Alex Smith couldn't even move last week. Like
Uh,
that's
Yeah,
another
but if
reason
he was
why they
healthy,
lost. Literally, he was standing in the pocket. That's another reason why I think Bucks will destroy them. But we're gonna get to that game. So you go on, Emmanuel.
I'm just saying. I mean, Alex Smith would give you less turnovers and give you a better chance to win than Dwayne Haskins did. Possibly could have been a loss for Seattle. I don't know. Maybe not. But if the Rams play like they do, like if they play like a good golf, they're not a team you want to see. That defense is still very good. Last time I checked, Jalen Ramsey did shut down DK, so he'll take him out the picture. And that Seattle offense has not looked the same since week 10. And for that reason, I'm taking the Rams because we're not doing this whole thing where we pick Seattle and then we all get shocked. I'm taking the Rams to win 19 to 12.
I do agree with Emmanuel on some part that the Seattle cannot be going to playoffs, just barely getting wins the last second, just praying for miracles. But at the same time, this Rams team, I really don't like this Rams team a lot to beat the Seattle. Seattle has struggled when they lost to the Giants, and they have a really good win against the Jets, and then they go to Washington, and like Emmanuel said, if this Alex Smith is in there instead of doing Haskins, Washington is winning that football game. And then they struggle for the main part against the Niners, and they win by 3 points at the end. But I can see Russell Wilson. This game should be a blowout for the Seahawks, but with how much they struggle in games, especially early on, and then depending on some miracles near the end of the game to pull them out, I think it'll be a lot closer. And I'll pick Seattle to win this game. It'll be really close. I'll say 27-24. Seattle.
Well, now next to I think honestly the best playoff game in the NFC, we got Tom Brady and his Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to just a heck of a story with Washington football team with Ron Rivera beating cancer. Well, beating cancer twice if you count Dwayne Haskins as one, and comeback player of the year with Alex Smith, and it's just a heck of a story for them. Tampa Bay right now is favored with a 7.5 point edge. Over under is 46.5. Faison.
Yeah, I have Tampa Bay. I feel like Washington last week, I feel like they should have put more points, but considering what they lack a lot of weapons on offense, which I don't know. I feel like Todd Bowles can experiment. I feel like I want Todd Bowles, to be honest, to blitz all night. I feel like he blitzes. Alex Smith is not going anywhere. You shut down the checkdowns. He's not. He's. I'm not saying Alex Smith is useless. He's a good quarterback, and like what Emmanuel says, he gives Washington a better chance to win more than any quarterback that Washington plays. Either it's Haskins or the other quarterback, but he can't throw the ball downfield, and you shut down the checkdowns. If you blitz, you can have a field day with him. And going to the Tampa Bay offense, I feel like Brady's gonna have to get the ball out quickly, and he knows that better than everyone else here. Chase Young, those boys are gonna come after him, and you all saw what Chase Young said, that he wants Brady. I like the confidence, but be careful what you wish for. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, you know, but for the Bucks, I feel like they have to be careful as well, because this defense can turn up anytime. But Brady's gonna have to get the ball out quickly. I feel like Rob Gronkowski is gonna be more of a blocking tight end more than a receiving tight end, because they're gonna need more blocking than they ever had this season. So I'm gonna say Tampa Bay wins. I'm gonna say 3-1.
FaZe, I think you cut the score out. Say your score again, then I'll move on.
37-21.
Yeah, I got the Bucks winning this. I don't see the Washington football team winning, guys. Like what I saw last week, Alex Smith couldn't even move in the pocket. Like if he gets sacked once, twice, like maybe like three, four times, if he gets injured, yes, the backup will come in, and then it's just gonna look disgusting. I got the Bucks destroying this team. Sorry about that. I got a phone call. My bad. So I got the Bucks destroying this team. 31-14. I got Brady looking nice. They're clicking, man. Brady, AB, Mike Evans. Like, is Mike Evans back? I know he was injured. Even if he's not back, they just got too many weapons. They're just gonna destroy them. 31-14. See the Bucks in the divisional game.
Yeah, I was all on board the Washington football team train there, and really thought they were going to have a huge game on Sunday, and they looked awful. I mean, they looked awful, and particularly the play calling in the second half. I mean, I think JP, you touched on it, man. Smith can't move, and if he's a statue back there, the one thing that Tampa's got going is they bring the rush. So that's going to be tough. At the same time, if Washington can just rely on that screen game, short passing game, I think they can do some damage. I mean, you saw teams like the Bears do that to Tampa earlier in the season and beat them with the recipe of that and pressure. AB has had some big games against Washington. If you look back, I think he has 5 touchdowns in 2 games against Washington. I think he had 2 in 2012, and then he had 3 in the opener in 2016. That's right. So, I'll say that didn't look like classic AB last week, but it was, I got open, I got the ball, look out kind of AB. Same time, I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I think Washington's going to be bringing it, man. Tom Brady can't handle pressure. He doesn't like it. But I do think that eventually, if Washington can't possess the ball, the offense will take over the second half and start to hemorrhage. So final score, Tampa 27, Washington 15, but I think it's like 20-15 with 3 minutes left, and they get a big like ABTD at the end of the game for the exclamation point. Good try, Washington. You've improved a lot this year. You beat the Steelers for the first time since I was in 9th grade. So congratulations. My son will be, hopefully 44 by the time you beat us again.
As I Mr. Ellis read my mind, my score for this game is 27-17. Um, just that Washington football team, they didn't really look that good against the Eagles. If Jalen Hurts wasn't pulled, arguably, they would have won, probably. Um, in my opinion, this Bucks team are a dark horse contender. You know Brady in the playoffs he's a different player. He's dangerous. AB is starting to get open, and props to Brady for getting him in check. He's really changed from all that drama in the offseason. The weapons are finally starting to click. Arians is just letting Brady do his thing. He threw 40 touchdowns. I don't remember the last time he threw 40 touchdowns. The Packers better watch out, in my opinion. These guys are competition, but like I said in the when I opened up, I got the Bucks winning this one, 27-17.
Well, if Alex Smith looked better, I would say this would be the easiest upset alert, just due to watch this pass rush. Because every game the um that the Bucks have lost since they're 1-5, all 5 teams were able to get to Brady, but the one win they had was the Packers, and they couldn't. So that just says something that you get to Brady, you could practically win. Washington, like what Miss Ellis said, they have to do the screen game. That's really their biggest way because they don't have Devin White for this game. If the game was on Sunday, they'd have Devin White because he's out for COVID. So, and Devin White usually is the guy who guards those running backs. They have really good running backs, shifty ones with Gibson and J.D. McKissick. So they have to take advantage of that. And Terry McLaurin has to take advantage of those sorry corners in Tampa. That's only way I see them winning. But this is just a game. I feel like this is a trap game for Washington. It's just an easy warm up game for Tom Brady. If Tom Brady doesn't win this, I don't know what to tell you. This game is just right there for the taking. And honestly, they might see possibly Green Bay. I don't see them winning in Lambeau. Sorry, but I got Tampa Bay winning this almost easily, 35-14. Nice. It was a great year for you, Washington. Alex Smith, come out player of the year. Um, Ron Rivera, it's a great year for you. You won your division and you battled cancer and you beat it, but it's just not this year. You're gonna get it.
Yeah, I want to pick Washington to pull the upset, but I can't see it. If there's a team that could upset the Bucks, it would be Washington. You look at the Giants game where they should have won. Tom Brady had no time. Tom Brady getting flustered, just getting sacked. He was angry the whole game. And then you see the type of game he had against us, where he was standing there doing absolutely slicing us up because we couldn't generate one pressure, one sack, not even anything. If Washington pulls this off, I think it'll be really funny, but I can't see it happening. This this Bucks team is talented everywhere. They had a bad game against the Chiefs. That's Chiefs. You really can't say much. They had a bad game against the Saints, which is really disgusting. But I think they'll be okay in this game, and I see them winning this game 27. I'll say 27-14. And Tom Brady plays good enough, pulls off a good win against sorry sorry Washington team.
Well, since we have some extra time left, because we're gonna leave the AFC for Thursday. I mean, first, overall, I did not like how they ended the season with that Eagles game. I mean, I'm not angry about the Giants. That's they're different. If they had taken care of their business like they did and win games, they didn't, so they're out. Because they're getting mad at Philly for not winning, but you didn't take care of your business. That's like Baltimore getting mad at either the Steelers for not beating the Colts or the Raiders for not getting mad. I mean, we were mad about the Raiders game, yes. But Baltimore took care of their business. They won 5 straight, dominoes fell in place, and we made the playoffs. But for the Giants to get mad at them, to me, that doesn't make sense. But honestly, I can't even say this. Doug Pearson has to be fired. There is no way he can look this team in the face and tell them that he played his best or he did his best to coach this team. There's no way he can return because the bridge is burned with Carson Wentz. The bridge is burned. And whatever he has with Jalen Hurts, that's getting burnt. And that whole team, because there's reports coming out that the whole team is mad. a couple guys were trying to fight Doug Pearson. They were held back. Philadelphia is just a mess. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but Philadelphia is just a straight up mess over there. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Mr. Ellis. My bad.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I agree. Like, I just feel bad for Zach Ertz and Carson Wentz. Like when I was reading that report out, like Ertz just went on the field at 1 a.m. and just tear down literally, and then tear down in the press conference. Like it hurts, you know, because like when you know your team has potential and then just coaching ruins the team. Like at least it, in my experience, it does hurt. Because like looking at our playoff games as well, like to be honest, like coaching, first of all, the first playoff game, yes, it was Lamar, but coaching hurts as well when you just make the QB throw 59 times when like half the QBs can't even do that. So coaching comes in a big factor. A lot of people blame the QBs. A lot of people blame the players, but if the QB is like very bad at their job, you're not going anywhere in life for football. So I'm just saying, I just agree with Emmanuel. I mean, it makes sense. And I believe Doug Peterson should be gone or Carson Wentz needs to be on a better team.
Did you guys agree? Did you guys want to do a quick? We have just a few minutes, but did you guys want to do a quick prediction for the NFC, just top to bottom? I mean, we already called this round. Did you want to do an overview, quick overview,
I
or
mean,
we?
you could because
Yeah,
I have the brackets in the spreadsheet. So I mean, on your own times, you guys could fill that out just off your predictions. But
sure. I'm fine.
I mean, it's not much there. It's gonna be. I know the Packers are going all the way. I just don't see nobody walking into Lambeau. We all saw a taste of what true Lambeau weather is with that snow game against the Titans. Titans did not want to play in that. They did not. And for a physical team, for snow, that's the perfect time to run the ball. And the Titans were not ready for it one bit. But I don't know how Drew Brees is gonna be ready for that. He plays in the dome. I don't know how the Bucks will be ready now. Tom Brady will be
I
ready
think the
because
Bucks can.
nah. The Bucks team, no. Tom Brady, yes, because he's been in New England for 20 years, but not that Bucks team. And I think that one win they got early in the season, I think that was just a blip game. Like I don't think the Packers will let that happen again because their defense is playing
Nah,
slightly better, slightly better. Mm.
exposed.
If there's
Packers got
one quarterback
exposed.
in NFL history who can prepare the team and lead them to the Super Bowl in that cold weather, we all know who it is.
Oh.
Tom Brady.
Exactly.
No
Exactly.
doubt this
Look,
And he also had no, and he also had Belichick with his corner
Yeah,
too.
but hey, and again, Antonio Brown is clicking with him. Like I just the thing is, just because AB is on that team is making me hard to count him out. Because just because how they're clicking right now is scary, yo. It is
yeah,
scary
and
how they're
like
clicking.
people, people say that they played bad defenses and stuff. Like yeah, they played bad defenses, but you can't allow them to have a good game. I feel like Tom Brady's the only quarterback not to have a good weapon. I feel like everyone
Exactly.
just says, "Oh, he has good weapons. He's supposed to do this." I mean, it's impressive for him, and yeah, if he loses in the playoffs, it's fine. But I know his ultimate goal is to win another Super Bowl before he retires,
Oh yeah.
and that's Drew Brees' one. Even though this year is his last year, we all give Drew Brees a lot of shade, but just hopefully he ends his career. I want to see him in the Super Bowl. To be honest with you, do I see it happening? No, because if everything goes right, if there's no upsets, then Tampa Bay goes to um Lambeau, and then Drew Brees faces against Russell Wilson. So it's gonna be interesting. The AFC is gonna be interesting. Just the only game, to be honest, I'm looking forward to is the Ravens game. That's why I was so happy the Titans won that game, because I want to see Ravens Titans. It's always a good game. So yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Something
Go ahead,
something
man.
tells something just tells me that Bucks game is not gonna be what you expect. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the one game I wanted to pick the upset, but I couldn't do it. But yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
yeah, I agree, because like if you go back to regular season games, that Brady doesn't have a lot of success when it comes to blitzes, especially this season. So he's just got to get the ball out quickly. He knows that. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, not
It's
just
gonna be interesting.
that, but them finding a way to upset the Packers. I just don't see it. I really don't this time. I think Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers got a vendetta against them. They're gonna be ready for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, just like the Titans, before the game, they go shirtless on the field. They practice shirtless. I just laugh because every single time a team does that before, whether it was Seattle or anytime I ever see somebody go shirtless in Lambeau Field when it snows, just to show off for the cameras, the opposing team, show that, oh, we can play in the cold weather too. They always fail. And I called the blowout as soon as I saw that. And I hope the Bucks come to Lambeau. I want to see Tom Brady versus. That'll be one of the best playoff games of the decade.
I think you guys are looking past the fact that if AB, like Mr. Ellis said, if AB goes back to Steelers AB, like this team is gonna be different. Like I don't think you guys understand. Like if AB goes back to that unguardable AB, which I know he will, just give him time. I know he'll get back there.
There's only one game for him to turn into prime AB, and I don't think that one game.
Yes, if you think your corner will stop AB, you're funny.
Dang.
You can love
okay,
you can love Jair all you want.
150?
He is not
Packers,
stopping
like-
AB.
He will. This is not 2017 AB. This is you
Okay.
got this old.
Let him click. Let him click
and,
throughout the playoffs.
all
You always see.
smiles and
AB is showing signs of
signs. You're showing glimpses, signs, some moments.
Yeah.
Well, he
he
hasn't
just came
played. He
back.
hasn't played in a while.
Exactly.
You got this image as if he's still prime AB, or he's still.
In my opinion, he is.
AB is.
I guess I'm just an AB fan. That's why.
Yeah, you are.
Look, I'll say this: I've watched a lot of Bucks games this season, and if Tampa goes to Lambeau, Aaron Rodgers is having 400 yards because that secondary is soft. That secondary is really
Yeah.
bad. It really is, and
Yeah,
Rodgers is having
all the
400
stars.
yards.
If they can
And
create
they're
pressure,
gonna win.
we lost
That-
D-Bach, so
I mean, of
That
course,
to me is really big. The Bakhtiari injury is really big, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to show up as soon as last week against the Bears, but it didn't
Yeah.
really.
it really didn't show any. Like you didn't even notice it at first.
Yeah, that was surprising to me because especially when you hear him interviewed on McAfee every week, he talks about, that guy's his dog. You know what I mean? So
They're like best friends.
him being down, that's significant against that Tampa rush. But you guys are forgetting about one name here, Bruce Arians. Okay, let's remember Bruce Arians. And
Thank you.
I know it's only LaFleur's second year, and I know I kind of called him a little bit of a softy coach last year, and thought he was a mirage and things of that nature. But I mean, it's highly evident that him and Rodgers are clicking now. He seems to have some pretty good game plans. He's finding a way to disguise that defense the last couple of weeks. Arians has no chance game plan wise against him, so you got to rely on, Bowles to do your job, which he will, I think, defensively to what he has. But like you said, he's got limitations in the secondary. But I think there's 5 teams that could come out of the NFC legitimately, but there's only one that I think is going to do it, and that's Green Bay, because you look at all the other factors, right? Tampa, all the road factors, having to go to Lambeau is definitely significant. But I also think, guys, we got to throw in the wrench of the COVID could mess things up somehow, some way. And I am just really hoping that it doesn't impact the great potential for these playoffs. But you never know. I mean, we're doing this one on a Tuesday, and, who knows what it's going to look like by Thursday or Friday in terms of player status and things of that nature. And it does matter for sure in these games. But we'll see, guys. I'm looking forward to Thursday when we get down to the AFC side of the coin. And I'm biased.
The better division.
I feel like the AFC games are better games to watch. I'm biased, though. I'm clearly biased, but that's, I'm more excited for the AFC games this round. Now, next round, different story. I'm going to be excited for both. But first round wise, it's almost like watching the Eastern Conference in the NBA. I mean, do you even need to watch the first round, But we'll see what happens. It should be fun, everybody. And excited to be back with everybody on Tuesday.
Before we go, I want to give props to Larry Fitzgerald on a really great NFL career. I heard the news he's retiring a few days ago. I feel like he needs the respect because I don't think he's always gotten in his career. That's a really good player. So yeah,
He's a good
All-time greats.
It's too bad his final game he couldn't even play, and then the Cardinals don't even make playoffs. That's too bad, bro. It really is.
It's tough, man, because you thought he was going to be the hero of that Super Bowl till Tony Toe Tap found the way to the right side of the back of the but I love Fitzgerald, man. He's he played at Pitt, man. Hey, the guy played at Pitt. He's Pittsburgh. in my heart. He's got some Pittsburgh in his heart there. He played at Pitt. Obviously legendary receiver, even better person out there. So good call on that. As giving him those props, man. Great call on that. Good way to close.
Well, can't wait to see you guys Thursday. We'll get to the AFC side, and hopefully this is a revenge tour for my Ravens. I ain't got too much to say. You know what I rep, but I hope it's that revenge tour that we get, and Lamar finally picks up his first playoff win. Because I'm sick of the media. Honestly, I'm really sick of them. But I can't wait to see y'all Thursday, and just hope you guys have a good Wednesday and Thursday, and then we just come back and just keep talking about football and see what happens.
Love
Stay
it.
safe.
Love it.
Important.
Cheers,
Main
everybody.
important.
Safe out there. Take care, everybody.